Right. So, I had wanted to actually skip this because I was too busy, more or less, scripting out the videos to come after this. But I figured I might as well throw this in here while it's here. Strike while the iron is hot, so to speak. Asians. Wow. Asians. H Christ. Okay, well, first of all, let me just go on ahead and start off with the standard issue. Terrible loss of life, shouldn't have happened, this and that, you all know the deal. I don't really mean to, or to sound like I'm making light of that, but, and the reason why I'm talking like this is because I realize that this microphone is actually a lot better than I had originally thought it would be, even though I knew how good it would be. And so my previous videos with this mic, the sound came a bit too forced, so I'm trying to talk how I naturally normally talk, and hopefully that will make it not sound so loud in the speakers. Anyway, yeah, let's just get straight to it. The first thing, I'm going to read off something that I had actually, it's actually a message that I was actually going to post on one of these news outlets that were covering this, but surprise, surprise, YouTube kept deleting it. So, for all you people out here that have any kind of doubt, oh man, okay, maybe it wasn't racially motivated, any kind of doubt, any at all, here you go. The simple explanation, quote, me. Wow, so it takes me to spell out the obvious. Maybe I am the most intelligent on earth. Man's had mad yellow fever. Simple as, end of. Yet despite the fact that Asian females as a whole can't stop bowing down and bowing out to white, and I had a eggplant emoji, you all know what that means, parentheses, no matter how rusty, dusty, crusty, and musty, unquote, he couldn't land himself his own personal hentai anime waifu to save his life. So he decides to Elliot Rogers it. If anybody knows who doesn't know who Elliot Rogers is, feel free to go look it up. Back to the quote. He probably went to those massage parlors, and then of course in parentheses, only, surprise, surprise, meaning only massage parlors. No nail shops, no faux, insert number here, because it's only real faux if it has a number, faux 87, faux 54, whatever. Or, hell, Kumon Academy. Nope. Massage parlors only. Under the impression that right when he found out that they were legit, not legit, he hit that major rager. Okay. Stop playing dance. Y'all know what this is. Gao wanted Chun-Li, and for whatever reason, he couldn't land her. Next order of business. End quote. Yeah, it's really that simple. This guy had yellow fever. He had an Asian fetish, and for some odd reason, I guess maybe Asian girls as a whole are waking up, because if my high school days, as far back as those were any indication, as well as some of the Asian girls that I see today, he should have been able to have his pick of Asian girls. Right? Even him, as rusty as he looks, he should have had his pick of pretty much any Asian girl he wanted. The way you Asian ladies as a whole cannot get off white. And moving right along. So, I'm gonna have to be honest with you. Asians as a whole, I'm gonna have to be real honest with you. I don't care. Serves you right. I mean, as a technical to these specific people, it shouldn't have happened, but the hit to the Asian community as a whole, sorry. I don't feel sorry for you. And you want to know why I don't feel sorry for you? I don't feel sorry for you for this one reason right here. Okay, so here, okay, you go down the list, and you can see, oh my God, all these various people commenting on it, and celebrities and all of that. Okay, fine. This guy, oof. We'll get on him in a minute. What makes me not care, in addition to all the other things that black people have gone through at the hands of Asians, especially black women at the hands of Asians, is this. Vietnamese business owner suffers backlash from his own community for posting a BLM billboard. Now, I have my thoughts on BLM, especially what they've mutated into is from what they originally were about. But the spirit of what BLM is supposed to be about is still there, despite the reality of what it is. And this Vietnamese man, one of the not alls, right? He understands what's going on. He realizes, you know what? We're not so far off from these black people. Like we have some common ground in certain struggles here. You know, even though we might have experienced them differently, the fact of the matter is we have a common enemy here. And his own community. His own community. Feel free to go watch this. I don't wanna risk any YouTube strikes or whatever the hell, but and I don't think Phil would do this. But I'll have a link to this. Go and watch this and see what Asian, well, I don't want to say Asians, make it seem like all Asians are doing this, but to see what many will do to their own when they decide to support or seem to show any kind of support for black people. Right? So you mix this, what's going on here, with the time after time you can post. I can post link after link, video after video, article after article of black women, especially black women. You wouldn't try this with black men, but of black women patronizing Asian businesses. Asians get rich off black communities. It's a well-known fact, right? Asians don't go setting up their shops in white areas. White people run them the hell out. Probably don't go doing it so much in Hispanic areas, East Indian areas, probably not. Middle Eastern areas, again, probably not. But they have no problem setting up in black areas. And yet, video after video, article after article of how they treat black women, paying customers, just customers any at all, potential paying customers or actually paying customers, customers that have paid already, and they treat them like absolute garbage. They physically assault them, and more or less nothing happens to them. More or less nothing happens to them. So here it is now. The person that Asians as a whole, even if not each and every single specific one, but Asians as a whole bow down and bow out to, let's be honest, there's a reason why, at least in the past, at least when I was growing up, if not currently today, white guys and Asian girls are the biggest interracial group there is. At least in the West. That was the case when I was growing up, at least during high school and in college, and it might even be the case now. Not even in the reverse. Asian guy, white girl, but just white guy, Asian girl. Asian ladies, you mind explaining that to me, please? Anyway, look at what happened here. Blacks and Asians have hardly had any contact with each other, more or less, especially before we entered the Western world, meaning America and to a lesser extent the UK. And with the exception of maybe 1990, it's pretty much always been peaceful. But yet we can see so many instances of Asians attacking blacks in those stores after blacks. Where else do you get to attack customers like that and nothing happens to you? And now we're supposed to feel sorry because the person that you bow down and bow out to is attacking you now? No, 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 sorry. You're on your own, Asians. You are on your own. What happened to all that honorary white stuff, Where's all that? It's not like this is just one thing. You Asians have been getting the heat turned upon you for quite a while now. Is it black people that's been turning up the heat on you? With the one loop of some supposed Asian person getting attacked by a black person? One bit of footage that keeps playing on an endless loop, and now they make it seem like, oh, it's Asians versus blacks. It's black versus yellow. Black people aren't the one that came up with the Kung Flu. Black people aren't the one that keeps. I mean, hell, I'll be the first one to say right now. I've been kind of wondering myself, why is it that so much stuff keeps coming out of China as far as diseases, conditions, whatever. SARS, swine flu, bird flu, this coronavirus, and a couple other ones. Seems like every single summer, or in this case winter over the February last year, about a year ago, something always get cooked up out of China. Now, I haven't been going around spreading that, but I've been wondering myself. It's like, why does it keep coming out of China when India is right next door? India is the most populated on the planet, from what I understand, and the most densely populated. And from what I also understand, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, India has, on average, worse sanitation than even the Congo of Africa. Congo of Africa being the poorest country, not in resources, obviously not, but in terms of monetary, of I don't know, GDP, whatever you want to call it, the poorest on the country, on the planet. And yet, from what I understand, India has worse sanitation than the Congo, and yet neither one of those places keeps churning out the amount of crap that China specifically, even more than any other East Asian country, keeps churning out. Why is that? That's just my thoughts, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one thinking that. But despite that, black people aren't the ones coming up with Kung Flu this and all these other things. Black people aren't the ones that made the stereotypes that this dude. Where is he? Where is this man? That this man, and no doubt many other white men, white males, with their stereotypes of Asian women. Now, of course, you can, for whatever you want to say about the media and the Western media, you also got to look at some of you Asian ladies perpetuating that stuff. You know, as I keep saying so many times, sometimes you have to not be able to be bought. I don't care how much Hollywood is paying you. Maybe not go portraying the me love you long time type crap, huh? I don't care how much you're getting paid. Maybe, just maybe, do not put on that schoolgirl outfit. Do not go portraying the stereotypes that you know are there. Just like you can sit here and tell black people or black men don't go portraying this, black women don't go portraying this. You full well know that there's some stereotypes associated with you, Asian ladies. Doesn't matter how big the paycheck is, maybe you should not go. I mean, that's not to say that's not going to still be there, right? But maybe don't go portraying them. Especially outside of the context that they're supposed to be. Like, okay, Japanese schoolgirls. They're going to be Japanese schoolgirls. Who's the one that keeps sexualizing them? Well, Japan for one. Okay. But they seem to be able to do it without crap like this happening. So since here in the West, you can't portray that kind of stuff without these types going nuts, maybe it's like, you know what? No, we won't. Sorry. You're just gonna have to fantasize about that. But no, I am not going to put on the Chun-Li outfit. I'm not going to put on the schoolgirl outfit. I'm not gonna do any of that cute kawaii crap. I am not going to play into the stereotype that you all seem to have of me. That being said, this is not their fault. It doesn't matter if they played into that stereotype or not. That doesn't mean that this crap should have happened. Right? So, I mean, I can sit here and say all of that, but the fact of the matter is, whether they portray it or not, this crap should not have happened. So, yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Hopefully now, you Asians have properly woken up. It wasn't Obama that said anything less than favorable about Asians, or could be perceived as such. It was Trump. It's not black people that are attacking Asians in mass, okay? And black people are attacking Asians even less than Asians are attacking blacks. Again, do I need to have an entire list of all the ones that I can find of black women getting attacked, physically assaulted in Asian businesses? Asian owned and operated businesses, and nothing happens to those Asians. They don't get shot, they don't get a knee in their neck, they don't get killed. Nothing happens to them. But yet you Asians as a whole are going to go bow down and bow out to this. And when white supremacy over here decides, you know what? Going ahead and call me master and go make some tea and rice or whatever the hell. And you decide to not play that, and he decides to go off, you're going to be surprised. Anyway, I don't know. I will say this though. Hopefully black people do not go coming to come help you fight your fight, because when it comes down to it, black people as a whole have been talking about the problems with racism and white supremacy in this country longer than anyone. Even longer than the Native Americans, however many little left of them there are. Okay? They've had to deal with it the longest, again, short of Native Americans. And even then, it's one hell of a consolation, but at least they got their reservations with their own sovereignty. Can't set off a nuke in there for experimental purposes, but more or less the U.S. laws don't really extend to the reservation, so at least they have their own spaces. Blacks don't have that. Hopefully you Asians stop playing dumb now. I mean, you can't tell me that this whole model minority honorary white status was really all that. I mean, was that really? I mean, how has that worked for you? How did that work out for you? Because as you see now, and as you've been seeing over the past since this whole coronavirus thing started, that honorary white does not translate to actual white. Why don't you ask the white Hispanics, right? As I like to call them, the off-whites. They're white when it comes to stat padding purposes, when it comes to stats and stuff and want to have numbers. But they're not all the way white as good old Anglo white. Good old Euro-based, especially Nordic Euro-based white. They're alternative white. They're white if we can't do any better. So why don't you ask them how this whole white with an asterisk next to it is working out for them. Hopefully you Asians wised up According to white supremacy, you all are the most intelligent. I don't know. I don't know. The way you all have been kissing white people's asses, and when all this crap has been going on with black people, you all have more than likely stayed silent. And when one or two, maybe a few, that we can count on one hand, decides to say something, you all beat them down like a nail that's been sticking out. And now that you all are getting some hot dim sum thrown in your face, all of a sudden, we're supposed to... No. No, 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 no. In closing, I mean, yes, okay, most, yep, yep. I guess he wanted some of this, and she wasn't about it, and he didn't like hearing no. Zhaoji, hopefully I pronounced that right. Emily Tan, 49. Hopefully you Asians wised up. Forgot the guy's name. I don't know if it was Dick Gregory or somebody. No, it wasn't Dick Gregory. It was, it's not Claude Anderson. It was an old guy. He's probably dead now. But this was way back in like, what, the 70s or 60s? He went and said, somebody asked him a question like, shouldn't blacks, I mean Asians, they've been here since the railroad at least, and they've had problems with white supremacy and racism too. Shouldn't they be our allies? And he said they should. It would make sense, but they'd rather be the white man's whore and not have, and not. I'm paraphrasing. God, what was his name? Put it in the comment section. Anybody that gets this far in this video, I don't even know how long this video has been going, but anybody who gets this far in this video, you all know who I'm talking about. Black people. You all know who I'm talking about. In fact, let me see if I can just Asian doll is the first thing that comes. Christ, of course. Whoops, and I just spelled that wrong. ASIN. Spelled it right this time. Still Asian doll, of course. Of course. And in case anybody thinks, oh my God, well, that's your search history. No, I have my search history stopped. All right, like my search history, it stopped. I stopped it from recording it. So this is just what comes up. Anyway, Asian. Where's... Oh, okay. Well, yeah, this is YouTube, so I kind of thought this was about to be. Crap. I thought this would have been it because it was black and white. Okay, I don't want this getting. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Blacks and Asians allies. God, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It was this old black guy. This was an interview from like the 70s or 60s or something. Yeah, and if you notice, it's the same crap that they keep showing. The same. Anyway. Oh, man, what was the name of that? Henry Lewis Clark. Henry Lewis Clark, is that it? Like Henry Lewis Clark. Let me see. Henry John Henry Clark? Is it? Oh, Christ, what is that guy's name? Um, this one, him, John Hendrick Clark. Yes, he's the one that said it. 1996, was it 1996? I thought it was earlier. It was him, and it was black and white, so it was earlier. It was a black and white thing where he said, you know what, in response to somebody's questions, that yes, it would make sense for blacks and Asians to be allies. After all, Asians have had their run-ins with white supremacy too, but yeah, go find it. In fact, if I can find it while I'm posting this up, I'll have a link to where he said that. But it's here somewhere. So, in all, the last part to this is it looks like Asians will actually, and black people, this is where you can learn something from Asians. Atlanta shooting. Asian American churches plan acts beyond prayer for healing. So, beyond prayer, well, I mean, just, aren't you Asians going to forgive? Is that the turn the other cheek? Is that not the godly thing to do? Nope. Acts beyond prayer. Interesting. Does God not say vengeance is mine? See that? They're not playing this crap, black people. You see? And this is not even coming from an American Hindustan Times. As far as I know, this is not any kind of Western publication. Something tells me BuzzFeed or the Wall Street Journal or whatever is not going to have this thing where it's saying Asians are about to start Unleash the Dragon. No. Where is it? I'm going to urge, quote, you can see it here, I'm going to urge people with love and peace that we need to step up and address this issue so that, and ellipses, our next generation, okay, so then whatever he said with that, but so that our next generation should not be involved in tragic violence. I don't know why they don't just say exactly what he said instead of having these ellipses here, but whatever. And this was said by Reverend Byung Han. I'm guessing he's Korean. That's what Christians need to do. Not forgive, not march, although there's been a hell of a lot of marching, I think. Not march, not protest. Yeah. Which brings it back, and I was definitely very outraged. He said I was one of the new, just how close it is to my community. Yeah. So apparently there's not going to be any forgiveness. There's not going to be any peace. There's not going to be any let Jesus handle it, let God handle it. No, they are planning to do something in retaliation. They're planning to, and I'll have a link to this as well. Black people, you can learn from this. So, yeah, but in all, I hope to God that no black person comes to the rescue or comes in support over and above saying, oh, it was a terrible loss of life, it shouldn't have happened. Oh yeah, this man. Oh my God, this man. Where's a good shot at him? Sheriff of Atlanta suspect. Ooh. Sheriff says Atlanta shooting suspect was fed up and had a really bad day. Thank you, white man, for saying that. Thank God no black guy accidentally slipped or anything. Of course, we all know black people aren't going to slip and say some crap like that. His dumbass decided to go and confess to stuff, because here it is. White supremacy could have saved his ass had he not run his mouth and admitted and confessed. You're a little bit too late, my man. You're a little bit too late with your white supremacy code on getting, it's too late. Because Asians, right? Asians. What happens if this man somehow manages to get off on a technicality? Oh man, y'all really gonna be some niggas then. Jesus. I mean, you Asians already love the hip hop culture and all that stuff, right? What if he, after admitting, right, gets that white supremacy, that real white, not that honorary white, that real white, and he gets off? Or at least he gets, like, I don't know, 1,000 hours of probation or some. Jesus. Wow. Oh, wow. Good Lord. This man, is he even still working? I mean, shit. Let me just search fired. Okay, nothing came up. Suspended. Suspend. Okay, nothing came up. So he didn't get fired or let me try reprimand. I controlled F'd it. Nope. So he didn't get reprimanded. He didn't get fired. He didn't get suspended. Let me try one last one. Desk duty. Nope. So he went and said some crap like that, and I'm guessing nothing happened to him, considering. Wow, that's interesting. Anyway, Asian ladies, hopefully you understand now. Because you know what the other thing about this is? You don't know what the other thing about this is? Is the one thing that I've been noticing, and I've been noticing it with a lot of these alt-right types, and really just Republican types in general, but these alt-right types, these ones on that side, a lot of them, most if not all of them, don't have white women. For all of what you want to talk about white rose and then preserving the white race, they don't have white women. They all have Asian women. Wasn't Jared Taylor married? Jared Taylor has an Asian girlfriend or wife. I think Richard Spencer did as well. A whole but. You're not about to tell me this dude was some flaming liberal. No. Sorry, no. You're not about to tell me this guy was a flaming liberal. He voted for Obama twice. No. Okay. So, Asian ladies, I'm not saying you gotta hate white people as a whole or white men as a whole, but it's, I don't know. I'm remembering my high school days back at Wooten High School, 2001, 2005. I don't know if anybody realized this, but the name of that school was nicknamed, of course, by the white people there, as Wonton High School, because it was damn near 100% Asian. It was really like 60-something% Asian, but it seemed like it was 100% Asian. Of course, white people who was in a vast minority, they still ran shit in that school. Surprise, surprise. Even then, because that school had its races too, and even then, the Asian girls were with the white dudes. I did not see a single. Well, no, I did see 3 Asian couples in high school. 3. The rest of them were with white guys. Never once saw an Asian guy with a white girl. So yeah, I just, and of course I can't be the first one saying this. But if Asian guys were to say this, it's like, oh my God, you're just hating. Oh my God, you don't own us. But, take it from an outside observer. Asian ladies, Asian females, and I say that even more because I keep seeing so many Asian women with these alt-right, right-wing types. And I mean, okay, right-wing, but no matter how far right they go, up to neo-Nazi status, well, almost up to that, short of just flat out Sieg Heil, and even then, still Asian women, not even white women. What are you Asian women doing? So, terrible loss of life. Sorry this happened. Prayers to the families and all that stuff. Asian community as a whole. I don't know what happened to your honorary white status. Why that's just getting revoked all throughout the year. Because it didn't get revoked before when SARS was here, when swine flu, bird flu, H1N1 or whatever the hell that was. All this stuff that kept coming out of China, more or less, right? Mad cow disease. Yeah, mad cow. I think that also came from tainted meat from China. It wasn't revoked, so why is it revoked now? Anyway, hopefully you all learn. Okay, you all are not above. You all are not honorary white. Okay. Model minority. All right. Maybe black people were right about white supremacy. Not white people. Not white people. White supremacy. Anyway. This guy. Just think. If this dude somehow manages to get anything short of life in prison without parole, maybe even the death penalty. This happened in the South. I'm not sure if where was this. This was Georgia, so I'm not sure if Georgia probably has a death penalty. But just imagine if he gets off with, I don't know, community service. Oh man, if you Asians really want the black experience, good Lord. If you really want the black experience, have this man get anything short of life in prison. I don't care if he gets 10 years, 20 years, anything short of life in prison without parole, if not the death penalty. But imagine if he gets no jail time and just gets put in a mental institution or gets sentenced to sex therapy, sex addiction, psychiatry therapy, whatever. Oof, 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 oof. Oh, good Lord. Wow, he was sentenced to 2 years of sex addiction therapy and that's it. Wow, so this is what it feels like to be some black people and not get justice for the most obvious and blatant flagrant of all shit. Anyway. Asians, you have fun. Fight the good fights. You all are on your own. Enjoy. Later.